Lads, oh my goodness, the maintenance is over, and we find ourselves with a skill rebalance added to the game. Probably a box leak as well later, and if it does, we'll go over that in a separate video. But right now, we're talking about skill rebalancing. If you don't know, they've separated skill rebalancing and card balancing for like over a year now. So this is to be expected. This is the second half of the balancing that comes to the game. All of these will immediately be live in our tournaments, unless we can't implement it, in which case it's just straight up banned. So let's go into it, see what skills are being changed. They're changing Bora Launch, so rockets. Hopefully they get some sort of buff because rockets aren't that good. Raptors Rising, hopefully they're getting a nerf. Same reason, we're strengthening. There you go. Both of them are being strengthened. That is what I like to see. Treason Phantom. The skill is given a harder activation condition to reduce the high consistency of the Phantom Knight decks. Phantom Knight's probably the strongest deck again after everything was nerfed. At least for like the 3 or 4 days that it was the best deck before the new box comes out. So it you know, I expected that. Draw Sense low level. Oh no. This skill will be modified to give high consistency to decks with extremely few cards. They're talking about Madolche here. Madolche abused the shit out of this in KC Cup. So, and Labyrinth Builder, the skill is modified and is proven to be too versatile with the addition of more Link monsters. Oh, is that gonna kill the World Chalice deck? Let's see. Updated skills, Bora Launch. This skill is applied only once a duel at the beginning of your 4th turn onward. Send one Dilingerious Dragon, whatever the fuck, from outside your deck to the grave. In addition, the following effects can be used once per duel. If you control a rocket monster, set one Boot Sector Launch from your deck to your field. During this turn, you cannot special summon monsters except dark monsters. This skill can only be used applied if you begin the duel with the conditions below. Your deck, excluding extra, contains at least 9 rockets, and your extra deck contains a Borload Dragon. What did they exactly change here? Send one from your grave. In addition, return one card from your hand. So they just changed it so you don't have to return it from your hand to set the Boot Sector Launch, but they made it 4th turn onward instead of 3rd turn onward for the other skill. I mean, the first skill you can use whenever. If I'm not mistaken, you could use that from turn 1. So I guess you get a minor buff, but you also get a minor nerf from the first effect. From what I remember in tournament play, because I don't play rockets, the first effect wasn't that super relevant anyway. So maybe them not having to return a card will be pretty good for them. We'll have to see. I don't think it'll be that huge. Raptors Rising. During this duel, you can only use Raid Raptor monsters as material for XCs. Also, when you XC summon Rise Falcon, you could summon it using a Raid Raptor XC's monster in your field, except for Raid Raptor Rise Falcon. In addition, the following effects can be used once per turn and twice per duel. Select one Raid Raptor Rise Falcon you control, remove one Xyz material from the monster selected, and set one rank up magic spell to your field from your deck. And then you can increase the rank of the selected monster by 1 or 2. At the end of the turn, return all rank 4 Raid Raptor Xyz monster from your field or graveyard. Now, if I'm not mistaken, remove one, set one spell. Yeah, so they just changed straight up the other effect. This is going to be a very interesting change, just the overall Raid Raptor skill, because you still set the rank up magic, then you can increase the rank of your selected monster by 1 or 2, which means now they have a wider pool of potential XC's monsters that they can go into after they use their rank up magic. The problem with Raid Raptors is whatever board they ended up making, they had like 1,000 life points left after using all their life points to summon monsters, and nothing on their board like negated or prevented themselves from just being like one of their small monsters being swung into, and then they lost the game. So this is going to be super interesting, giving them a wider variety of cards that they can summon. with the rank up magics, I think is a super interesting way to change the skills. So this should be very exciting to see. Unfortunately, this is something we're not going to be able to see until the official skill change comes in, which is going to be a long while from now. Treason Phantom. Following effects can be used once per duel. Reveal a total of 2 the Phantom Knights from your hand. Return one of them into the deck and send one the Phantom Knights monster from your deck to the grave. During this turn, you can treat the Phantom Knight monsters as level 4 monsters you XCs. Summon Rebellion Dragon or Dark Rebellion Dragon XCs. Remove 2 XCs materials from one Dark Rebellion XCs Dragon control. It increases attack by 500 till the end of the turn. During your opponent's next turn after you activate this effect, you can only activate your XCs a monster's effect once. So they literally just tapped on the right here in the beginning. Let's see, total of 2 Phantom Knight and or Phantom Knights spells or traps. So this is now 2 Phantom Knights, the Phantom Knights, just straight up from your hand to the... Well, that's actually worded very weird, because now it doesn't say send 1 Phantom Knight monster to your deck and send 1 Phantom Knight monster. This says specifically reveal a total of 2 the Phantom Knight monsters and or Phantom Knight spell trap cards. This says reveal a total of the 2 Phantom Knights and return one of them. I believe this means monsters and not spells traps, but this is something that's just we're gonna have to verify. I'm not 100% sure, but I would imagine that's what they mean when they were going for their nerf. During this turn, you could treat, remove. Everything else looks pretty much the same. So they're just forcing you to send back, you know, more shit. Doesn't really seem that terrible, if I'm being honest. But we'll have to see the greater impact that Treason Phantom will have. Draw Sense low level can be used. They just made it 1,500 instead of 1,000. Okay. All right, yeah, I mean, the skill's dead. No one's going to use it anymore. GG's, rest in peace. Return 2 cards from your hand to the deck and create Labyrinth Wall on your side of the field. You cannot special summon monsters this turn. Oof. Yep, that just killed the skill. The skill is officially dead. I mean, if you can't special summon, you can't use anything. What, are you going to sit on a 3,000 defense monster? Simply not going to happen. Overall thoughts on this skill list? I think they've got some very interesting buffs for Raptors Rising, specifically Boar Launch is a little bit interesting. I feel like Phantom Knights kind of got off a little easy here. I'm assuming that what this means is reveal a total of the 2 Phantom Knights from your hand. I believe they're talking about monsters, not spells, traps anymore. That's why they don't have the separation. I think maybe they forgot to put like monsters there or something, because everything else reads exactly the same. And so 1 Phantom Knights from your deck to the grave. Yep, that's still the same. Yeah, that's the only thing that's really changed. So I don't actually know if this is going to be too crazy of a change. Obviously, losing a monster is going to be really rough. So you're going to have to open more monsters and less back row, which might tweak with the deck building a little bit, but I'll definitely have to see this in action. And I believe this is something that we can implement in tournaments. Reveal a total of 2 Phantom Knight monsters, spell traps, return one of them to the deck. This might be something that we can implement in tournaments right away, so we should see immediate impact of just how this affects PKs. So I don't know. We'll see. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think about the skill rebalance down in the comments. That's all I got for you. Have a good night.